Okay, so first up was Jake Tankersley. He's from Sandy Springs, Oklahoma, 31 years old, and he sang Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan, a The Voice favorite. They love
Yes,
this song.
they sure do. Um, first thing I wrote, I was like, okay, worship leader. So I'm expecting, Stephanie and I are both worship leaders at our church. So we expect a certain, I don't want to use the word confidence, but just a certain presence with
Well,
worship
yeah,
leaders, because you have the skill and you
yes.
have the just confidence as a
And the
worship leader.
opportunity of being in front of people week after
Correct.
week after week after week.
And
Mm-hmm.
connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First, the thing that I wrote about him, the thing I wrote about Jake, I said, wow, what range. I said something about worship leaders. They have this next gear holleration oil in their throat.
Uh,
And I felt like he had this. I felt like Jake had this. But the thing about Jake that made him so special that I've never heard on any other artist on this show, like any other artist over the 5 seasons that we've been watching now, I said, Jake tells the story with his range. And that's rare.
no,
You
that
get me,
is rare.
Steph? You get me, Steph?
No, I
Most do it with
completely.
their tone, their volume, their inflection, but range? I felt like it was like almost different characters he was singing
No,
when he was telling the
1000%.
story. I said, this is
1000%.
special, 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 special. I don't even know if Jake knows that he does this. And I hope, Jake, you
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
because it was so special. I said, almost two different voices. I said, that's crazy. I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever heard anyone sing with their range. Like, you don't hear that often.
Not
And
storytell with their range. No.
no,
No.
like the way he told the story, I thought
Yeah.
it was brilliant. And
Absolutely.
I immediately was like transfixed, because I was like, he's doing this range stuff.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. You
Yeah.
know who does it? Callie Day. Callie Day,
Oh,
who
that's
was the
good.
internet sensation. Um, Check her out, y'all. If you, she is an internet sensation. Has a very
Yep.
operatic gospel voice,
Yep.
and you know the one that went viral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and
Yes.
then just goes through a range and then takes it up to super
Yeah.
soprano
Yes.
one note. Yeah, that's why it's so special. You don't hear it
That's
that
good.
often.
Yeah,
Stephanie,
that's good. So I I thought that he had a brilliant audition, and this is
yeah,
why.
yeah,
One thing that artists have to understand is that they have to make some kind of impact right away, especially for these blind auditions. And whether they do it by song choice or whether they use their actual vocal, it's really it can hide any nervousness if you have some kind of a gimmick. And gimmick sounds like a bad word, but it's really not. It's being strategic about what you're doing in these
mhm,
auditions. And what Jake did was he started with his lows. And I thought that that was brilliant because it was so captivating. It drew you in, right? You're looking for something to
yeah,
draw you in right
yeah,
away. And that's exactly what it did. And it made some of the coaches turn right away. It made Gwen actually block Reba because she was like, "Oh no, I
yeah.
got to have him,
Oh,
and
heck
I
no!
need to get rid of somebody that he might choose. I need to have him." Um, I thought that once he got into the belt part of his voice, I had chills. I was like,
Yeah, it
"Oh
was
my
crazy.
gosh!" Like what the lows were so rich and very Johnny Cash like, which using my The Voice app, I saw that Johnny Cash is one of his favorite artists. Not surprising because that's what I was
Yeah,
feeling. But then when he got to his
yeah. If he sings Johnny
chest
Cash,
voice,
it's gonna be over.
right.
It's gonna
Once he
be
got
over.
to
If he sings Ring of
that
Fire, it's gonna be over.
yes. Once he got to the belt part and just let it go, I was like,
With Cash does
"Oh,
not have. With Cash in having
no.
his throat.
No." So I was not expecting that from him.
Yeah.
He definitely has that storyteller quality. I called it a storytelling cowboy. But
Yeah.
you described it perfectly because he used his tone and he used the range of the vocal to tell the story. It was such a smart and impactful audition. I loved it.
One of the few other artists, legendary R&B singer who would use their range to tell a story, Luther Vandross.
There you go.
I mean, come on, dude. I'm putting you in the same category as the male voice of like all time.
That's right.
And I hope you've heard of him, Jake. If not, you gotta check him out.
Oh, I'm sure he
Um,
has. I'm sure
yeah,
he has.
because you picked Snoop.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I told it, but I love that he picked Snoop.
I did too. I did too. That made me happy. That made me happy.
But
That made me happy.
how could you? The man gave Snoop. When I say the man, he gave the most
Yes, he did.
compelling pitch.
Yes.
I would have
Yes.
Snoop pitch anything for me. It's just he's an incredible pitch man. He's
Yes,
incredible.
he is. Yes, he is.
It's great.
Fantastic.
Him and Buble were like it was like a heavyweight battle for pitch, right?
And Buble looked like he was going to cry during the audition. Like he was so touched by this man's vocal. It was wonderful to see.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Awesome.